Okay, so let's begin. Happy New Year to you all. Let's talk about precognition and a new online protocol that focuses on enhancing what we call winning entanglements. Now, what do I mean by winning entanglements? Well, basically, those connections with the future, those entanglements that enhance both individual and group precognitive hit rates. In app, the group managers each make specific predictions which directly provide a hit rate history. But I feel it is equally important for the individual viewers to track their growth and precognitive development as well. This online protocol provides, hopefully in a user-friendly fashion, tools for improving personal precog skills. This Winning Entanglements protocol is designed to assist viewers and group managers in improving their precog skills by strengthening entanglements in what could be called consciousness space. I believe that's the place that Ingo Swann called the matrix and Carl Jung called the collective unconscious. Now, Winning Entanglements, has as the objective, and in fact, the beginning of it is with this webinar, to learn and apply communication skills, because that is what precognition is all about, communication skills between your, what I like to call the now moment consciousness and your submerged consciousness. Really have to kind of get that we all live our lives in the now. What we experience is in the now. You know, you make a sound, you talk, you walk, you see, it's all in the now. You have these experiences and then they go the way we normally think of these things into the past. You only get to make choices based on experiences, based on your kind of free will, but that's based on experiences in the now. So you're really living your life in the now. Well, what's so wonderful about precognition is that you become aware of the fact that your future now moments are in some sense out there now. Those of us who have done precognition, and you're here drawn to this for some reason, so you've probably experienced that the future now moments are just as real as the past now moments. And I believe that your submerged consciousness, the part of you that's not here right now, the part of you that is not experiencing the now moment consciousness, your sub, has access to all that. And so it's communication with two parts of you that is what precognition is all about. And this is a wonderful way to explore your full realm of consciousness, your now consciousness and your subconsciousness. What I have found over the years is that it doesn't really take very much for people to get these concepts, to understand them, to grok them, to know it deeply. To actually start doing it better and better, you ultimately get to the point where these communication skills are very personal, and I believe you need to become your own primary teacher to get up to a kind of a new level, a higher level than you get like with beginner's luck and stuff like that. When you want to do it consistently, you're going to have to move and sort of learn what might be blocking you from going to the next level or how to get there. Now, I want to talk a little bit about philosophy, and then we're going to get right to the protocol, and we're going to do it. So we will actually be doing this today and doing feedback tomorrow. In the normal linear time approach of looking at things, like a sporting event, which we're going to be doing, a sporting event which is going to happen tonight, we have things before the event, including webinars introducing it and whatever else is going on in your life. But then there's going to come a time when you're going to actually want to make a prediction for it. That happens before the event starts. Now we have our event, and now we have an outcome. And these are usually considered separate kinds of events. Events are just series of nows that we sort of arbitrarily put together as a sporting event, say, or as a remote viewing session, which is going on here, and feedback sessions, which might be going on here. Okay. Now, that's the formal linear way of looking at the world. We happen to know that there's another way of looking at the world, and that involves going kind of backwards in time. I mean, where does this information come from? The information when we do our remote viewing session, and we're able to, in an associative remote viewing fashion, get such a beautiful description of a photograph that we're seeing later, somehow that information came back here when we saw that picture. And so, in fact, we're doing the outcome, the information from the outcome. If you can think of like an entity or something starting afterwards and having information going what we would usually call backwards in time, but for it entity, its viewpoint, it's going forward in its time frame. Then there's the event, and then here's where the prediction was made. Now, this guy already knows the outcome. Here's the prediction for the winning side. That would be the way you might say backward in time. And you could almost imagine entities that would do that. They would somehow be along a linear timeline but going in the opposite direction. Turns out the equations of physics actually work that way. This is the game we're going to do. We'll get into that a little later. The reality, I believe, is that time is actually like this. There's outside of time that concept. Again, physics is getting to the point where they talk about multiple dimensions. You probably all heard of things like 11-dimension string theory. Well, when they start adding dimensions, that's really stepping outside of space and time and saying there's another perspective. So it's as if the events before, the event, and after are truly all connected. They're all happening at the same time. In fact, Einstein once said the only reason for time is so everything doesn't happen at once. Rather beautiful, actually. So we can experience every now moment. So that's kind of a very wonderful perspective, I think. So in this picture, here's the prediction. Here's the outcome between the event and afterwards. What do you think this connection is? That's the feedback. That's the beautiful connection that we do in ARV before the event and then after the event. The connection's there. It's all there now. In linear time, which now looks more like a circle or a spiral, we start here. Here we make our prediction, the outcome, and we do feedback, connecting up, recognizing that this information is all here. I would like to try something I've never done before. I'm going to do it now for the first time. I'd like to introduce you to my subconscious mind, my subby. Say hello, subby, to this audience. Hello to all of you. I am Marty's subby, subconscious mind. I hope you don't think I am too silly, but I am going to try to get to explain to you how, as best I can, because I too don't understand it, how I see from beginning the after an event happens. I know the outcome, and I work to share my knowledge with my conscious self, and I'm learning and trying to get better and better at it. This forms a kind of spiral connecting feedback. Oh, we're now going to do a session from my perspective, from the perspective of going backwards in time. I am now going to try to explain to you how, and it's hard for me to use these words, but how Sam Smith did a session using Winning Entanglements. This is his session, and I'm going to try to share as best I can how it went backwards in time. And then I understand Marty is going to have you do one forward in time. And maybe you can work with your subbies. Here is what Sam's subconscious mind saw first. He saw two photo sites, and the transcripts. He was able to see the entire transcripts. Those transcripts were matches as best as Sam could do earlier in his time frame. But look, here is a shark-like thing, and he didn't get very much, but he got some. Here is the cone of energy. I don't know what that is exactly, but I've got a sense of that from this picture. I don't see this picture exactly, but I've got a sense of energy, a sense of a person, green stuff, a field. That's all I'm getting. Oh, look what I see here. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like the vibrations of that. The vibrations are kind of cool. Cool. I don't know what that means, but I like it. I like it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's at the same time as with this picture here. Oh, what's this? Sam calls this the winning side. He pays more attention to this one than this one. I don't know why. This has got a lot of water in it. I like the water. I like the water. This is the winning side. This is the winning side. Why does he want to pay more attention to that? I don't know. I like these vibrations. I like these vibrations. Sam wants me to do this, some vague number, 9, 2, I don't know. I like this. I like this. Oh, what is this? A comment box. Yes, we can talk to each other. We can put notes down. I can go back and look at them. Okay, nice shark. Nice shark. Water. Oh, here, the winning side. Calls it the winning side. What's that? Oh, He's saying a number out loud. 924337. I get those vibrations. I don't know what they mean, but I get vibrations. Vibrations with a man holding a long thing. I don't know what this is. I see numbers. Over, 44, over. Oh, look at this. This was over 2, over for the winning side. Oh, okay. He calls this email. I don't know what email is. Over 41, 44. I don't know numbers very well. More email. I don't like email. I don't need email. Oh, look at this. Oh, we're done. God, I hope I shared that information with the early time. I know. I want to do that. He's my partner. Yes, he's my partner. He wants me to communicate with him. I hope I can do that. Oh, what? Quantify. Numbers. Lots of numbers. Oh, hey, I like this. I saw that. before. Yes. Oh, he's saying the number again. 924337. Vibrations. Oh, yes, numbers. Yes, numbers. Comment. Send it in.
Testing.
How am I feeling? Oh, how am I feeling? Oh, okay. I like numbers. I like high numbers. High numbers. Oh, I'm writing about this. Oh, yes, a person shooting, lots of energy. Oh, this is the winning transcript. This is what he means by winning transcript. Oh, nice picture. I see grass. Grass. Tall, green, long, dark, person. Oh, yes, doing transcript here. Yes. Ah, yes. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is where we start. This is where I end. This is where I finish. Thank you. Okay. I hope you got something for that. This idea of going backwards in time, of imagining an entity that can actually do that, I found in thinking that through and sort of spending some time with it being rather valuable. You guys have any reaction to that?
Seems interesting, Marty. I never really tried to do that personally, but I probably will.
It's your sub, if you think about it, and we can now go forward in time, because this is the way the protocol is. This is just what we're now about to do. I'm going to give you a link. You are going to put in your name. You're going to do webinar workshop, because that's what we are. And then you're going to click here, and you're going to get coordinates. Okay, so I'm going to tell you where to go. Then, okay, so that's what we're going to do here. But now I'm going backwards here. Then you're going to get your coordinates. Each of you are going to get 2 separate coordinates. So I'm now doing just what we did before, but forward in time. You're going to go away and do your 2 sessions. Okay, so between these 2, you're going to do your sessions, but you're not, of course, going to know the winning wildcard until after you upload your 2 sessions. So you will have your 2 coordinates, you will have to upload your 2 sessions, and we'll, we can talk about that now or on the side. When you do it, I'm going to stay, with you during all of this. And you'll be able to choose options. Mark White, who I don't know if he made it here, but Mark has 7 groups with 2,000 photo sites in each one, and you can choose his to be picked randomly. I've chosen one from a set I have. Eventually, when you become part of this, you can choose your own, which I'll be happy to upload to our server. The other target can be for Mark White's, and he has different categories, so they're as different as possible, or your own, or nothing. I happen to think nothing is a pretty good alternative for the second one, but that's for another time. What I frankly would like you to do, if you have not already done this WE protocol, is to just stay with the defaults and stay with the mandala tag. You saw how I believe the subconscious would like a mandala. It could understand the vibrations of a mandala, I think, quite well. And so I think that's an interesting link. So as soon as you upload these and click the submit, then, oops, I got to go backwards. Then what happens is you will then see your actual winning side, photo side target. So you will now get what will be associated with the over or under side of the wager we're going to make. It is the winning side, photo side. Now your job is first, I really recommend kind of informally and quickly looking at the 2 transcripts to get a sense of which one is most like it. You'll have a kind of a sense of that, and that will come probably from your subconscious mind. But then you want to quantify it. So here is during the quantification phase, during both of these, you'll be going back and forth between your transcript, your 2 transcripts, and the picture. And now using both your intuition and your intellect, you will fill in these confidence ranking boxes. Sam did a 2 and a 4, and the 4 turned out to be the correct one. You'll put in whatever comments you want, and these comments are all being saved on the server for your use, okay? And also your group manager's use, who may be looking at this to make a group choice. And then we're finding that how you feel about this may very well be another kind of indicator. And so we like for you to put a personal confidence ranking here. And then you click the submit button. And now you finish the first phase. So the group manager, then, me in this case, will take all of those, and I will make a group prediction, and I will be sending to all of you, based on your emails, I will be sending all of you the prediction. So you will be getting an actual prediction on the game with then a link. Well, first you get the prediction. I'm sorry. First you get the prediction. Then we have to wait for the event to occur. And after the event, you will then get a link which will, again, give you the winning side, but it will now tell you which one of your transcripts, based on it telling you over or under, which, of course, is associated with the coordinate. will tell you which one of your transcripts, in fact, is the winning side and whether we got a hit or a miss. And this is what the feedback looks like. The feedback now, you'll actually have your transcript because you uploaded it. And you will do the winning side first. You'll put in comments. Then you'll do the other target side, and you will have now another target. Now, one of the beauties of this approach is this will be the first time in a linear sense that you've ever seen this. That's why we believe this will reduce displacement. We are indeed emphasizing the winning side. That's why Sam's subconscious felt that. We like when you do your remote viewing session, since you don't know which is which, you treat them both the same. You need to do both of your targets the same. And in fact, if you get a good hit here, that helps because these are as different as possible. So it helps the judge. So we would love you to get the highest score possible on each of these. But during your feedback sessions is when you do your learning. That's when all the learning goes on. That's when you learn what you got right, you learn what you got wrong. Lots of people do it in different ways. I definitely recommend when you do each one of yours, you say the coordinates out loud because I believe the subconscious responds to vibrations much better than numbers. But say the number out loud knowing it's the vibration that the subconscious is getting. Okay. Okay, so I think now let's do it. Do you guys have any questions about that?
I have one, Marty.
Yeah, please.
Hi, I'm Keenan. I just had a question in regard to having no other photo site.
Yep.
For feedback. That's what I've been doing. I think you said that you do it as well.
Yeah.
In that case, you're not receiving any photo site match to your other transcript. You kind of wrote something along the lines of what was your subconscious trying to communicate to you. Do you think it's a good idea to explore for that other feedback target, or is it okay to kind of leave that as a mystery, or what do you think about that?
This is, I mean, that's a beautiful question because it allows me to say that is the perfect example of where it becomes very personal. And my feeling for me is I like to give my subconscious an opportunity to communicate whatever it wants to communicate to me. So I make it an open session.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing now. So I don't make it a mystery. Once I know which transcript that is, I then look at it from that perspective, knowing that that was, my subconscious knows all of this all along. At the very beginning, it could have given me whatever it wanted to. What did it decide to give me? But you see, that resonates with me. It turned out several months ago, I was doing something different. I was actually intending for it to give me information on this winning protocol that we're using now. And I actually think I got some guidance from my sub on what you're seeing right now. So you can use it in many different ways. Frankly, I think somebody like a Pam Coronado can use it to say, you know what, let's use this other one to give me information on a missing persons case I'm doing. I think you can do it in lots of different ways. So I think it could be used in a very, very personal way.
And do you think the idea of let's say, looking at your original transcript and then going, say, in Google Images and looking for a match for that photo, like, do you think that can help the process at all? Or do you think that there's something gained from leaving it open? I know you said for you, you like to do it that way.
When there's no second photo, yeah. When I choose the nothing option, when I choose this option, then I don't ever go I don't ever go there. But I see what you're saying. Some people might want to take the point of view, and I know some people have done that. So I'm not criticizing at all. It's whatever resonates with you. They looked at their second transcript, the other transcript, and they said, okay, where did my sub go? And maybe, they found a place, and they got a sense that it was a lot of water around and warm, and they found a nice photo in Hawaii, and they got a good match. That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you find that from your experience at least, that any type of that leaving it open can kind of reduce the displacement or anything like that, or have you not really seen much of an effect in that sense for your own personal experience?
We haven't done this long enough, and I haven't done it personally long enough to know the answer to that. But that's one of the beauties of keeping data, including the different preferences that people will be using, to see if we do see a difference.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, Marty. This is Scott. Scott Murray. My first name is Mark, but my friends call me Scott. So
okay. Hi, Scott.
I wanted to ask about events backward in time.
Okay.
Is that maybe why I invert everything?
I don't know. That's interesting. I never quite made that connection. But
I do too, by the way. All my drawings are the exact opposite, like a mirror image of the actual winning photo site for some reason. If an animal's facing right, the image I draw is facing left. I thought that was weird.
Yesterday I had a view where the tree was on the right. I'm sorry, the tree was on the left, but I put it on the right. And I even drew it upside down, which is, never mind.
Yeah, very, I don't know.
My 2s are 5s, my 7s are 9s. About the only numbers I can't screw up are 1s and 0s, to be honest.
Okay. Well, now wait. Let me say something I do know. Do not think of that as screwing up. Think of that as interesting. When I'm doing my sessions and when I'm working now more closely with my subconscious mind, with my subby, with however you want to think of your partner, and I do think that's a good way of thinking of this relationship. If you want to separate yourself, we are all one, right? But we think of ourselves as having separate parts lots of times. And if you want to think of yourself as being your conscious moment and your subconscious, just think, hey, when I'm doing my remote viewing sessions, that happens. Okay, that's cool. I think the last thing you want to think about is that there's anything wrong with it. I think noticing it is beautiful, that you guys are noticing all that. That's great. Any other comments? Okay. Questions? What you're doing is learning. What you're doing is learning about the way your sub works. Okay, what I want to do now is God, you're seeing, as all of you who know me know, I tend to work a bit more informally than some would like. What I'm doing now is opening up a web page. Okay, the starting page for all of this, see what I've done is set up the tasker page, and there it is. Okay, so what you need to do is, usually this comes buried in an email. I'm going to put it in the chat box. That is the link. So, there's nothing. You can go to your own computer now. Well, you're on your own computer, obviously, but you don't need to see the screen. And I'd like each of you to put in your own name. And one of the beauties of this, and I want you to know it was an important part of my intent, to set this up so I could use it. I have always been wanting to be able to spend more time doing remote viewing rather than doing, all the other stuff I've been doing. And I can now do this. I am going to do a session as well. So I am putting in my email address, webinar workshop. I'm not going to click, yeah, I can click this. You'll be seeing my coordinates and stuff, and it's probably just as well that you don't. So I think I will not click that. Let's just get your coordinates in your head. So why don't you let me know that indeed you've all successfully done that and there are no problems at that level. Okay, so could you give me either a, yep, working, or I'm having a problem, or give me some feedback?
I was having a problem just based on the fact that I'm on my iPhone and it won't let me copy the link on my iPhone. So I'm
here, let me say it to you or something. And I've actually done this from my my phone. I have a notebook, which is a little bigger, but you can't paste it. Anyway, it's p-i-a.com.
Okay.
You get to you're right, you got to get to a browser. And then you can make it a favorite.
Okay.
All right. Slash,
all right,
or write it. You got it, or you can write it down. I'll say it to you. Write it down.
Yeah, I actually see it there. You know what I did was I just typed it into the browser manually. I was having trouble with it at first, but now it's fine. I'm there.
Okay. Okay. So you actually can see this screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. And everybody else is okay, because from this point on, what you're going to do now. You've got two coordinates in front of you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So each of you, in your own fashion, do your two remote viewing sessions. And and then the next thing that will happen is when you put in your submissions, I will have your email addresses and I will have your confidence rankings that you put in versus the winning target, the winning photo site. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes.
And then what I will then do is send each of you a prediction. I made the game purposely late. I usually choose an earlier game because we have people in England that play. But I did this one late just to give time to get two done in whatever fashion that you want to do. But that's the next step, and that's the plan. Okay. If there are any questions at all during the day, I will be at my computer often enough that I'll be able to respond, via my usual email address. So that's really the end of the formal part of this. Now the work is yours and the fun of doing two remote viewing sessions. We will then do the prediction. We will get the outcome late tonight. I will, in fact, stay up and put out the information for you to do feedback, so you'll be able to do it. We're in different time zones, but you'll be able to do it, most of you, I think, first thing in the morning, unless you stay up real late. And then tomorrow morning, we'll meet again at 7 and talk about the feedback. In fact, if you don't want to do feedback until then, that's fine too. But do recognize that each of you will be having your own targets. So there's no mixing of consciousness. All of this is really designed to reduce displacement as best we understand it, which isn't real well. that's one of the things we're all working on, our consciousness to improve. Anyway, so that's the plan. So I'm here for questions, and go do it.
I had one quick question in regard to the mandalas. Basically, that's just kind of, in a sense, a little icon that your subconscious can kind of pick up on to connect the winning photo site with the correct transcript subconsciously. You're not supposed to actively do anything with that. There's nothing more to do with it than it's kind of there, like.
That is basically correct. In fact, that idea came to me when I was getting into this. You know, what's it like to go backward in time? You know, what if there was a little bitty entity that could go backward in time? Well, you know, I really believe it's a different kind of vibration that makes sense to that kind of entity. And that's where the mandala idea came in. I even did one other thing because of my scientific background. If you notice, and you might not have, because, you know, we did a lot, the mandala is not there at the beginning. This is strictly for your subconscious to make connections from knowing the outcome to before the outcome is known. It's that magic space which is after the event to before the event, and that kind of link in knowing what the correct outcome is. And so you only see one mandala, the correct one, at the end, and then you see them earlier, you see the two, but the subconscious then gives extra weight to the one that's on the winning side.
Okay.
Now some people...
essentially like a coordinate, but instead of a number, it's color, so that it's kind of a different vibration that you can pick up on in a different way. Is that, am I correct?
That's correct. It allows the subconscious to have a hook, which then it can pass on to the, and it hooks in to the winning side again in a little stronger fashion, and it then can pass that on to the conscious mind. Now, I will say I've experimented a little bit during my sessions. I draw a little box and I quickly put a little sketch in there for what I think the mandala might be. But that, again, so much of this becomes personal. I happen to do that. I didn't even start out doing that. I was moved to do that. But that's me.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Teresa, you're still here. Talk to me. What do you think about all this?
I guess what was really on my mind when we're talking about mandala is it seems kind of like a beacon, you know, like we were using the beacons before. It seems like it's linking kind of in that same way. So I don't know. I would just kind of struck, you know, we've done the feedback sessions before a lot of different ways, and this is not a bad way to try it.
Yeah, it is a beacon, but notice it doesn't go all the way through. Oh, again, I was going to start to tell you, as a physicist, you've heard I'm actually connecting this to the experiments that are done with the two slit holes, you know, quantum mechanics. They have this thing about waves and particles, and if you put a light beam or an electron beam through two narrow slits, it's like you can't tell which one it goes through, and it makes like a wave pattern even though it's an electron. Anyway, they now do experiments between the slits and what's called the witness plate. Well, the witness plate is like a feedback, and the two slits are a little bit like a remote viewing session, believe it or not. I'm, at least in my crazy mind, making a connection like that. And this is in between. When it's making up its mind, should it go through one slit or the other slit? Should it look like it went through over or under? Anyway, there was a little bit of that buried in this, and that's why I didn't go all the way to the front, and that's how I see it. It's the backward moving wave of an electron beam, which does go to either over or under. It goes to the left slit or the right slit. But going backwards, imagine that wave going backwards in time. It has to decide which slit does it go through as a particle, sort of. And you want to know something? All of that is happening at once. That's why these strange things happen, because of non-locality and outside of time and all that kind of strange stuff. So the mandala was trying to get to all that.
Sounds good.
Okay, anybody else? Ellen, what's going on with you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is all, your way of doing it is different than maybe I'm used to doing it. So anyway, I guess what I'll be doing, if I get this straight, since I haven't worked with you guys before, is I'll be tuning in to the first coordinate, and then whatever information I pick up, I'll just write it down, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then am I supposed to match it to a photo then?
Okay, good, good. Oh, I'm so glad you stayed and asked. Well, yeah, because this is obviously the first time I've been exposed to this, and I'm afraid I might have assumed more. Yes, but you don't match it then. You then take your second coordinate, take a break, spread it apart. As a total independent remote viewing session, you take your second coordinate with the intention of having that information match the target associated with that coordinate. Mm-hmm. Maybe you call it a TRN. I don't know what your background is, but it's all the same thing. It's just a tag. So you now then will generate the second transcript. Mm-hmm. You haven't looked at any target yet at all. Mm-hmm. You then go to a link I will send you, and you then upload both of your transcripts.
Okay, so I upload my transcripts first, and then you send me.
No, okay. After you upload your transcripts, mm-hmm. there will be in fact, let me go to it. You see, I have all of your email addresses. Let me go to it here, because this is good. So what you're going to do is, I have to go in the right direction now that I've done this backwards. Here's where you are now, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're going to get your coordinates on the page. In fact, you already have the page with your coordinates on it. Do you have that page?
Yeah.
Okay. So that page looks like this. You're going to do your 2 independent remote viewing sessions. You then are going to, right here, upload your 2 sessions. You have a means of doing that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Once you do that, when you click this submit button right here, mm-hmm. you're then going to have in front of you what's called the winning. We used to call it the wild card. We can still call it the wild card target, winning side target. It's all the things. The one main picture, I almost don't want to show it to you now because I don't want you to be tuned into that picture. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't want to front load you with the wrong picture. That picture you then compare to both of your transcripts and give it a ranking between 0 and 7. That's what those, I guess I am going to show it. Okay, are you worried about being front-loaded or not?
I'm not even looking at it right now. I'm looking at I'm making notes as you're talking.
Oh, you're looking on your own screen. Good, good. Keep looking at your own screen.
Okay.
And what I'll do is then just describe to you what you will have is your picture, and under that you will see something that says coordinate 1, confidence ranking 1, coordinate 2, confidence ranking 2. And then you pull those numbers in from 0 to 7. There is a link there called SRI for Stanford Research Institute, TARG confidence ranking. You can click that link and it'll give you a better understanding of what 0 to 7 means.
Okay.
And then put in some comments, and then put in a personal confidence rank, which is, you know, how you're feeling right now about all this. How confident are you that you got a personal hit?
Okay, so it's pretty easy. I mean, basically tuning into the coordinates, then uploading my impressions, and then I get to click to see what the winning target is, and then I rank myself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Doesn't sound too bad.
No, it's not. Especially after you've done it once, you know, now you get to focus on the precognition more.
Now, if I close down my computer, I can still get back to this site, right?
Yes, you put it, save the link of where you went. It'll take you to the same place.
Oh, okay, just copy that link.
Yeah, and you'll have to put in, So, you know, either you can leave that web page on, or you can get to it by putting in your same email address and all that.
And how much time should I allow for doing this? I mean,
well, everybody is different. You know, in ARV, most people don't do the full, you know, half-hour or hour sessions. They're usually shorter. But some people are into this more to do full-up sessions because they want to practice their full-up sessions against a real target.
because I was thinking of trying to do it before I went to work as opposed to taking a break at work and doing it might be easier.
Yeah, maybe do one and one.
I found that it seems to be pretty fast. The computer setup makes it pretty fast to do it, and yeah, I mean, I think it's faster than doing a typical CRV session for me, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I can get the whole thing done, both sessions and uploading and confidence rankings in less than a half an hour, 20 minutes.
And I can do. I don't have to necessarily do drawings, or do you want drawings in there too?
Now, you do whatever feels right for you.
Okay.
Mostly, the judging notice is yours. I tend to look at these and glance at them, but not always. Where I come in as the group manager is hopefully getting a strong consensus from all the players. So the transcript is from you and going to be ranked by you in terms of which is the best match. Yeah, I know it's different. It's different, and I think it's, well, we'll see how you take to it.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, Mark, how are you doing with all this?
It's I'm just trying to soak it all in, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad I stayed so that I could hear everybody's questions because they're all being answered for me.
Okay. Well, if you have any others, ask them now, or as I say, I'll be here on the email. But you have a sense of what you need to do now. Again, once you get through it once, it actually becomes.
Yeah. You know what? I remember the first one I did for you, and it just absolutely zonked me out. And then I did another one, and yeah, like somebody else said, I think I was done in maybe a half hour.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or felt like I was done in a half hour. Anyway. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I'll be able to upload everything correctly and
okay, super.
get it done.
Bob, how about you? How are you doing? You still here? Bob may have left. Bill?
He's typing into the chat.
Oh, okay, I see.
Everything's okay.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here, Marty. This is Bill.
Yeah.
And I have no problems with this, but I missed the start of the thing because I had audio problems here. And I didn't get it done until you were already on this choosing the transcript page. So I think that I'm sort of out of this one.
I don't think so, because you actually, I think you've done this before, so it's the same protocol as before. Did you go to the link? You've got the 2 coordinates. I mean, you've done enough of this, Bill, that I'd like to have your transcripts be part of it. Did you go to the?
You want that by this evening? Is that right?
Yeah. The timing, it was by like 4 o'clock this evening, if you can do it. Right, California time, which is where you are.
Okay, I'll try to get it done this evening.
Okay, if you've got the 2 coordinates, and so you know what to do. If you can, fine. Hey, if it's too much of a burden, don't do it because it won't be a good session. So do it if you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm actually, that's a working day for me, but
yeah.
I went to look at the transcripts and then I said, oh, I can't really do this, and so I'll go back and get the numbers.
Okay, very good. Very good. Thanks, Bill. Again, only if it feels comfortable. Very good. So if there are no more questions, why don't we formally end this? And I'll be in touch via email, sending you information. And if you have any questions, you send me information. And we'll meet again tomorrow morning. Take care and
Great.
Keep precogging.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.